one of the things I need to do today is to come in and prune some of the branches on this plum tree. This is a Morris plum. I need to prune some of them out to give it more air. Some of the smaller branches need to come out so that we can give more energy to the larger branches and get more fruit and more growth on that. The other thing I need to do is to come here and clear out the stems from last year's growth for these raspberries. I'm not quite sure the true variety because they were supposed to be fall gold, as you can see on the tag right there, but they are not. They are red. So I don't know what variety they are. I'm keeping them. I'm going to try to get true fall gold sometime later this season so I can have them as well. But you can see that these are the spent canes and they need to come out. And some of the new growth is coming in down in here. You can see it better in this area. You can see new growth is coming in. So we need to make room for that. The other thing I would like to do is to kind of trim back this peach tree. It is the time to do it. The buds are here, but they're not open. So we need to get this trimmed back because there's a lot of growth in here that needs to get cleared out so we can get maximum fruit benefit here. Hello everyone, welcome back to Eastwick Cottage Garden. Hope you guys are doing well. I am jumping on here today to do an end of March garden tour, just a quick walkthrough. I did some filming the other day to insert behind the video of me of the things that I did for cleaning out, but so much has bloomed out in the interim that I'm going to reshoot the video to show you what's going on right now. It happens to be my birthday, so we are going to do a birthday walk in the garden. Also, my mom and I went plant shopping, so I'm going to show you some of the things that we got. It is very windy out here. We're supposed to be getting some storms this evening, and I am thinking about all you guys in the Midwest because I know it was bad, and in the South. Hope you guys are doing well. So the storms are coming to our area now. So as always, we're going to start in the immersive garden space, and I did some cleaning out of the rosebush detritus. We got that done, but you can see things are just flushing out in the garden space here. We have the dianthus that is doing really well, coming in. Hopefully get some color soon on that. But we have here, one of the things that opened up really quickly in the past couple of days is the vinca. And I think it looks very cheery and very lovely. And we have our pots of our pansies. But I'm going to be showing you, we've got some things to add to them because we have some empty spots. So I got some more pansies to fill in for that. So just coming around. I did trim back the rose bushes here. These are knockout roses. I trimmed out this one and this one, and they are ready for the new season and cleaned up the debris that was around there. We also have flushing of the daylilies. These are very dark red daylilies, and they are lovely when they come in. They'll come in around July time, June, July. As we have the lavender that is doing amazingly well. And we have the kaleidoscope abelia that I can see here. Some of the stems are putting out some fresh growth. And so that's going to be lovely this season. Coming around here to the back of the immersive garden space, I did leave down here, I don't know if you can see, these are the tops of the black-eyed Susan or Rudbeckia. I left that so the birds can continue feasting on that. In the interim, this is a little lime hydrangea. We trimmed back the flower spikes on that to get that ready. You can see it's flushing out as well. It's coming back here more. Here's the other knockout rose that's in the back of the garden. I did dig out here in this space here. The whipcord arborvitae was gone. I just had to pull on it a little bit and it came right out of the ground. So we need to find a replacement for that. But down in here, I don't know if you can see down in here and over in here are lilies. and I forget the name of them, but I will get the name and put it on the screen. They are very lovely. They're kind of like tulip shaped and very, very beautiful, like a peachy color. So looking forward to having them come back this year. So here on this rose bush, still up in the air, this branch looks really good. This branch looks really good. This branch does not. So I think there's more not looking good branches than good branches, so it is going to come out. So I'm going to have to talk with Jeff, and we're going to have to get this out of here and maybe plant something else. I'd like, if we had had like some kind of evergreen grass, that would be lovely. I do need to keep coming here and trim back. This is the zebra grass. I need to trim back that so that it doesn't impede the new growth. But so I'll get that done hopefully sometime this week. And then the birds can take the little fronds and use them for their nesting. Coming back here for the herb garden area, we have oregano starting to pop through down here, which is nice. And also down in here, we have, this is tarragon, so that's coming in. And also we have our garlic chives. I cut back the stalks, the spent stalks, and the new growth is coming in nicely. And of course we have our giant phenomenal lavender here. On this side, I'm going to turn around a little bit. We have Shasta daisy starting to come in, phlox starting to come in, of course the irises that we showed before. There's some more phlox over here, and Shasta daisies, and then we have the pennisetum, and another one of the daylilies. So looking forward to seeing what we get in the garden space this season. So I know we showed this in the middle of the month, but I'm just very impressed of how tall that these hellebores have gotten in the past 2 weeks. We also have, this is a paprika heuchera that's coming in, and we have here columbine. This is tequila sunrise columbine back in here coming in, and these hellebores, this is the Rio Carnival, and I'm going to try to get a good image of these here. These are called French Kiss, and we have a few of them in the property. We also have a pink muscari coming in down here, and this is fire alarm. I think it's fire alarm. If it's not, I'll put the name on there. Heuchera that we have back here, along with some more of the Rio Carnival and French Kiss hellebores. Coming around to the long border, things are really starting to look good in this space. You can actually see that there's an effort that somebody has tried to do something with this bed. So we have some of the early cheer in the back here, and some more daffodils that I planted several years ago. I don't remember the name of them, but they are, I think these are doubles back here as well. And then we have our evergreens coming in, spreading out. We do have some weeds that have come up, so we'll be doing some weeding here in this bed. But we also have the brandywine viburnum. It's pushing new growth, which is lovely. We have some of the angel's breath daffodils here coming in. We have some growth here on the yellow twig dogwood, which is nice. The rose bushes are starting to push their growth. This one is doing the best. This is one of the Living Easy roses. So I put 2 in this bed, and there's one in the front flower bed, and the other one is kind of faltering a little bit. The thing with these roses are that I got them from Heirloom Roses, and they do own root roses. So I want to show you here in this bed. So there's a lot of kind of dead growth from the winter when I planted it, but it's coming up from the bottom here. And I'm not too worried about it, because that means the roots are still good. And because it's own root, it's going to come back true. So this is also another of the Living Easy roses. So It might be a little slow growing, but because it's an own root rose, it is going to come back true. An own root and bare root are different. Bare root means that you don't have any dirt on the stems, but it still could have a graft. Own root, there's no graft. The rose is true. So if you have a problem with deer in your area, getting an own root rose is the way to go. In case they chomp it down, you still will be able to have the rose come back true, and you won't have a different color rose if they eat at the graft. So here we got more of our yellow twig dogwood. We have quite a bit of blooms on the forsythia. I'm happy with the growth here, even though we didn't get all the trimming of it done. It's done really well. It's giving some color. And we have our containers here that my mom and I went get plant shopping, so we bought some plants to fill in here. We need to move them. I think I'm going to put one in this area and then put one down at this end of the flower bed. And then we'll have some perennial things coming up in those flower pots. If you notice, at the end of this flower bed, Jeff finished the cardboard and compost. So this bed is complete on the house side of the fence. And so we could get to planting some more of the foundation plantings on the inside. I like to put some hydrangeas here and here. I think I'm going to do little line punches here, two little line punches to fill in this space and give some color on this side of the fence. Coming up to this flower bed, the front flower bed, a lot has been going on here. It is looking really nice. In the video before this, you could see that I cleaned out the chrysanthemums and they're starting to flush back very nicely. We also have our Veronica coming back here. The sedum is coming back. We have a lot of blooms on the candy tuft, and there are a lot of blooms happening on, these are also the angel's breath, the yellow here, and the early cheer daffodils back in here and here. And this is the Live and Easy rose that we planted last year, and you can see that it's doing really, really well. So I'm looking forward to lots of blooms on that. And we have our lemon thyme here, and purple sage is starting to fill in. And we have some blooms, and this is exactly, I hate rosemary to eat it. I hate it, absolutely hate it. But to watch it grow, I think is beautiful. And the fact that it has these beautiful blue flowers and stands up and it's evergreen and does a great presence in the garden, I absolutely love it. So we have here also, you can see a lot of flushing out of the Sunjoy Gold Pillar Barberry. They're coming in great, as they always do. A lot of growth here on the lilies that my mom trimmed them back. So that's doing well. This is the Veronica here as well. Veronica First Glory is what this is called. It's a blue Veronica. And we have the more of the angel's breath, and I think it looks really, really pretty against the blue-green of the fescue and of the dianthus here. And you can see, if you look down in here, we're getting our first dianthus flower down here. Very nice, very nice. More of the candy tuft over here. We cleaned out this pathway so we can walk through it more easily. Got rid of the bulbs that we forgot to pull in the fall. And we have our row of daffodils and leucogems coming in. You can see the buds on those. And then also here we have daylily here. So things are going really well. They're doing great. Oh, I see one more down here. I think we missed a couple of more. If you can see right here and here. Oops. Here and here. Missed a couple of more leucogems or daffodils, so we're going to have to do something about that. But you can see the line here. They're all starting to bud out, and it's looking great. And as we mentioned before, Jeff came and started the no-dig bed for the front here, which I want to put 2 hydrangeas here. I'd like to put in some kind of smooth hydrangea that is tall, that gets about 4 or 5 feet tall on this side. I haven't decided which one yet, but I'm looking at a couple of them. And if you notice here that I put bamboo markers in to delineate where the crocuses are, so that when they die back and we cover this with compost and cardboard, I won't dig them up when we go to plant things in here. So that's the deal with that. Do a short shot around the tree ring because there's a lot of weeds that need to get cleaned out. This area is pretty much lawn around the outside of the tree ring, so I need to, well, lawn, we use that term loosely. So that's putting a lot of growth, so it needs to get cut. But you can see that we have the paprika heuchera coming in, along with the Delta Dawn. They're alternating and they're coming in. I need to trim back and clean up some of the leaves for that, but clean up the flower stalks, but they're coming in. And so are the daffodils and whatnot that are around this tree as well. So coming into this maple border here, it is looking really, really beautiful. I know in the previous video I mentioned how good it looks from the street side, but it is starting to look amazing from the house side as well, with the vinca coming in and just the coloring with the, this is a Carnival Rio and True Love hellebores, but having them that dark purple, like burgundy purple with the brilliant royal blue, and then the pale blue, and then the yellow, it looks really, really nice. And we also have the daylilies coming in as well, giving it some heft. So this bed is coming along and looking really well. I need to come in here and do some more tidying up of this, cutting things back. And as you can see here, there's a lot of big patch of daylily here that I think I'm going to leave for this year. I'm going to pull these little ones and maybe put them in a different flower bed, spread the wealth, if you will. Along this little alleyway is what I call it. It's like a little alleyway because it's between the properties. I planted some daffodils and leucogems, and they are starting to come up as well. So it kind of gives a nice little splash of color when we're taking the bins out or walking down this pathway to get from the front yard to the backyard. And then coming into the orchard grape border here, you can see that we have the sky pencil holly is really pushing out its growth. We have some growth down here on, these are Paquito Yellow Agastaki. We still have some of the red from the red twig dogwood, which is looking very nice. And we have Muscari, which is starting to bud out. There's one down here that's starting to put on some coloring down here. The rose bushes, these are popcorn drift roses. They're doing great. We have down in here, this is wormwood, Artemisia wormwood, silver mound coming in. As soon as the temperatures warm up a bit, I'm going to clean this up. I don't want to destroy any bees. And this is Walker's Low catmint that has come in very well. But coming into this bed, everything is doing great. We have some of the daffodils that we planted from last year doing their thing. We have some growth here. As you can see here on the salvia that is coming in. Everything is starting to do its thing. And it's great. It's another drift rose. You can see the Muscari. And these are the yarrow, the mounds of yarrow. And then down in here, actually you can see it better over here, right here and here. This is Prince Henry Japanese anemone that's starting to sprout out and doing great. So everything is coming in, doing its thing. Here's another tequila sunrise columbine back here. And this is Midnight Model Salvia. And I don't know if you can see down here, it already has a flower spike on it. So this is great. There's 3 in here. I think there's still 3 in here. But this one here is already starting to put out a flower spike. So that is wonderful. And we have some of the, more of the angel's breath and Muscari. And we're going to clean all this out as soon as the temperatures are in the 50s for a week. Starting to clear this stuff out layer by layer to allow the bees and beneficial insects to do their thing. Here's more of the gold pillar Sunjoy barberry, one here and then one back here. And I'm just noticing on this red twig dogwood, we have some growth, some leaf growth on that one. So, and there's a couple of them that are like that. So this is great. So coming back into, I want to turn around here a little bit and get to the grapevine. It has some buds on it, as you can see here. So expecting great things from this, hoping that we get a good harvest this year. All right, so coming back in this area, I'm trying to beat the sunset. We have our woodland blend that is doing wonderfully well. And if you could see here, I'll try to get on this side. You could see that we have color on the, we have color on the Morris plum. I did some pruning on this to get rid of some of the crossing branches and some of the dead wood. So hopefully we can get some plums this year. So we'll see what happens with that. And the strawberries back in this area are starting to flush out. I need to come in here and clean these out after the temperatures warm up a little bit, but that would be great. And over here, I trimmed back the raspberries and blackberries. And as you can see, there's growth coming in for the blackberries, for the raspberries. And these are blooming or refruiting raspberries. They're supposed to be the fall gold, but they're not, but I think they're in the same premise. You can see that there's growth on the stalk. So these are going to be early ripening raspberries, and then the later ones down here are going to ripen in the fall. So we'll have 2 rounds of raspberries, and that'll be wonderful. And we have I trimmed back the second year canes of the blackberry bush here. And you can see it is flushing out. So these are the primer canes. These are the second year canes for this year, which are going to produce fruit. So you have primer canes and second year canes. And since these were here last year, these are going to be the ones that produce fruit. Whatever comes up new from the ground isn't going to produce any fruit. This year, you have to wait for the next year. So coming back in this area, no idea what that is. I have no idea. I don't know what this is. It looks like I planted something and I don't remember what it is. It looks beautiful. We'll see what happens. But I don't know if you can see here, this is our rose bush called the Pilgrim, and it has put on a tremendous amount of growth last year all the way out to here, and it's starting to flush out. So, and also goes all the way over here. So hopefully we could get some pretty flowers along the fence this year, and that will be lovely. So then in this back bed, this is the Party Lights Osmanthus, and we have some more of the Angel's Breath daffodils. I think back here is also the early cheer daffodils. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember what we planted, but here I just want to show you, I gotta hurry up because it's getting dark. We have some blooms that are getting ready to open for the peach tree. For the peach tree. This is an Alberta peach tree, and I came in and I trimmed it down a bit because I want to try to keep it to 8 feet so it's easier to harvest. And I kind of cleared out some of the things that are in the center to give it more of an open shape so it has some more airflow to bloom. And we have daffodils down here in this woodland area here. Well, underneath the orchard, I wanted to create like a little woodland effect under here. And as you can see, we have one of our daffodils. I'll have to get the name because I don't remember. They just opened up already. So this is a double daffodil, and they look amazing. Also through, this is the tree for Riley. I need to get a plaque for him, but you can see that the flowers have gone. They successfully were pollinated, I hope. And we have some leaf growth. So looking forward to see what this tree does this year. And then coming back here, Lazarus is doing great. Lazarus is a fig tree for those who are new and who keeps dying and coming back, hence the name Lazarus. But I don't know if you can see through the cage, but you can see the light brown growth here, and he has some buds at the tip there. So hoping that he continues to do his growing. Coming back but this way, we're walking through to the woodland area. We have some more daffodils, and the crocuses are done, but we're coming back this way. I need to trim back, trim back. This is another tiger grass. I need to trim this back, and you can see the birds actually pick these up and use them for their nests, and I think the squirrels are doing the same, so that's nice. Here in the woodland area, I need to come back and trim back some of the ferns. This is a autumn brilliance fern, and back there is a Christmas fern. So they lasted through the winter, but I need this time to cut them back to allow for the new growth. You can see we have some bulbs coming up back in here. And these are more hellebores. These are also the French kiss back here. And then down here, this is a heucherella, which I don't remember the name of it, but I'll have to get the name of that. And these are heucheras, which I also don't remember the name of, but I'll have to get the name of those. So there's 3 of those. And this is a coffee, something, cafe, something, heuchera back over in here. So they are coming up, and we'll push through the ivy and do well. You can see here we have primrose coming up. There's the blue flowers you see here are scilla. I can't remember the name of this right here. I think this is some kind of a crocus, but I don't remember. I'll have to look at the woodland blend to see what we got. But we have some white scilla back here. And things are doing great. And then back in this area, you can see that we have flowers on the viburnum that we planted here. And so that is doing great. Hopefully that'll get to its full growth to be about 8 feet tall and fill this space and provide some privacy. Going around to underneath the ornamental cherry tree, I just wanted to show you how well the daffodils have done in blooming out, along with the woodland blend that we have here that's providing lovely color in this kind of dark area back here. So everything's doing great and looking wonderful. I did put some cages down to help hold them up because we were getting a lot of strong winds and they were flopping over something fierce. And here's some more scilla back here in this area as well. My friends Carol and Julie came to visit me last week, I guess, the week before last, and they brought some hellebores. So thank you guys for that. So this one here and then this one down here are new, but the others have been here. Jeff came and put some compost down to kind of mulch this area out. And I think they look really beautiful, and there's just a nice aspect. They're just kind of popping along with that dark colored compost. And we have the daylilies. These are the double daylilies coming up here, doing great. This is the outside towards the deck of the immersive garden space. And this is wild rose. I always call it the wrong thing. I think it's wild rose heuchera. If not, I will put the name on there. And here we have another hellebore that is almost finished, but you can see the calyxes are still providing a lovely green color. And my dianthus, this is Beth's pink dianthus, which is ginormous and is doing well. Grandmom's rose is doing great. Trimmed her back, and she's starting to put out some leaf growth. We have some coloring up starting on the candy tuft here, but we'll be cleaning this area out in the next week or so. And we have more candy tuft down here, some dianthus, and this is pancake arborvitae right here. This has some growth at the bottom, but I don't know if it's totally dead or not. I'm not sure. I have to see. But these lovely pansies my friend Carol gave me, and they are beautiful. We have some flushing in of the Peter Cottontail yarrow. This is Azure Rush geranium coming in. These are tete-a-tete daffodils that are coming in. And this is cat's pajamas nepeta here. There's some daffodils coming up here. And the drift rose over here is doing great. So the same kind of thing is over here. And we cut down the pennisetum. So we'll rake this out again when it gets a little bit warmer. So we cut down the pennisetum here as well, and there's daffodils coming up. And there's more of the cat's pajamas nepeta and the popcorn drift rose coming in. And then there's some more pansies on this side. I think this is a diamond spire gardenia like the other one over there. I think this one is actually totally dead, so we need to find a replacement for that. My mom and I went to Mastardi's again, and it was nice to have a little visit there. So I'm going to do a full unboxing, I guess, video. It's getting dark here, so I'm going to do a full unboxing and let you know where things are going. Some of the plants are mine, some of the plants are my mom's, but this will be for a future video. So I hope you guys are doing well. I just wanted to jump on here and give you a glimpse of what's happening in the garden at the end of March. Things are changing daily, almost hourly in the garden space, and I just wanted to catch it on camera and to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're doing well, and I hope your gardens are doing well. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.